In later years, we have seen so little creativity when it comes to movies that we even see sequels to movies that came out ages ago. But do they really know when it's way too late to make the sequel? Apparently not, and that's what our focus will be on today. Our first stop down this road is with Gladiator 2. Who would have thought that after 24 years the sequel to the highly beloved Gladiator from 2000 came out, and we suddenly made a movie series out of it? Basically, the original movie should never been touched, and while the sequel is not a word on the list, it has too much flashbacks from the first movie. I want to give a shout out to the iconic Maximus character played by Russell Crowe. The new story is pretty weak, and all the other actors do not have the same level of enthusiasm as those during the first movie. Mainly, it is just a cash grab from Ridley Scott that never needs to make another Gladiator movie, at least when he cannot make a movie with a story that stands out from the first movie. But of course, it would make much more sense if it came out 10 or 15 years ago. And next on the list is an even worse example. We are talking about Top Gun 2, which follows the story from the first movie, 36 years after the original movie. Mostly, this is sadly a boring fan-made movie that's only preoccupied by making nostalgia from the first movie. It is almost only focused on the training and very little on the actual mission. Of course, it is also a homage in it to Gilmore that during this movie suffered declining health and almost could not speak during this movie. In more precise words, it was perhaps one of the most overrated movies of 2022, and it only has that high rating because of all the fans of the 1986 movie rated it up to oblivion. Once again, it would have made sense if the movie came out way earlier when Tom Cruise was a bit younger, but of course, once again, what we see is a massive cash grab like no other. The next movie down this road of unnecessary sequels that are long overdue in the making, we talk about this recently released comedy movie sequel called Happy Gilmore 2 that follows the story of Happy once again. Sadly, his golfing career after he won the gold jacket during the first movie is almost non-existent. You see it portrayed in like 5 minutes during this one. The plot is shockingly bad, and it is all about the best golf players facing off against the best golf players in this hopeless maxi league in order to save the future of golf. The movie has a way more nostalgia play, just like many of the other movies that I mentioned, and the new story is so bad. The level of the comedy is also very weak, and sadly does not reach the first movie to its knees. I hardly broke out in a single long laugh during this movie, and once again, Adam Sandler finds himself at the wrong end of a good comedy. He may have picked great shirts in the 90s, but nowadays he mostly just picks the bad ones. Once again, if they have no focus on a new story, this movie should never have been made. Unless it could have been done 10 or 15 years ago, just like many other movies on this list. The last movie on my bold list today is the movie called Beverly Hills Cop XLF, and while this is not a direct sequel like the other movies, it is worth mentioning because it continues a movie series. Now, 37 years ago since the third one, with the quite lackluster Eddie Murphy that does not have the same drive anymore. The movie is largely hijacked by Taylor Peach, that is his daughter in the movie, and she's the one character that you are supposed to laugh about. But there's nothing there with this generic strong female empowerment character that can handle herself right in any situation. The movie is basically just about nostalgia once again, and while for someone it may be cool to revisit old characters like Jeffrey Friedman or Chief Taggart, it is not that interesting when a new story is blocked by nostalgia. We have these characters when they really do not do anything for the movie, other than nostalgia creation. All the other three movies also had good comedy moments. This one has very few of those, and sadly, that's often the state of doing sequels that are long overdue. You cannot recreate the same comedy levels, the same tension, the same cool mood, and that's why also movies from the older ages should be left alone in their time. And if you should do another movie, then make it much earlier, not wait 20, 30, or 40 years ago before you do it. Because the result is so bad that even a blind owl could make a better movie.